Today we're going to be talking about protein, amino acids, and protein supplements. In our culture, we seem to be so focused on carbohydrates and fat, but protein tends to get neglected. So today we're going to learn about protein and how important it is in terms of being a building block and so much more. So what is protein exactly? So protein consists of 20 different amino acids. 9 of them are essential and the rest of them are non-essential. So what that means is that the 9 essential amino acids need to be taken in through food because we cannot make enough of them on our own. There's also something called conditionally essential. So this means if we're sick or if we're not well in terms of an injury or whatnot, some of the non-essential become conditionally essential. So protein is really the building blocks of our bodies, and not just that, but also is responsible for building hormones, neurotransmitters, gut health, immunity, muscle protein synthesis, bone health, and so much more. Now, of the 9 essential amino acids, 3 of them are the branched chain amino acids. So that's leucine, lysine, and valine. So of the 9 essential amino acids, 3 of them are the branched chain amino acids. So this is leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Now, these became very popular because of the leucine, which is most important for muscle protein synthesis, or essentially building muscle. And the other thing with muscle protein synthesis is that it requires all 9 essential amino acids. So we'll get into that a little bit further. And if we're not getting enough protein or essential amino acids, we're going to result in a host of health issues. So let's talk about the protein difference between animal foods and plant foods. So when you eat meat, you get all 9 essential amino acids, no matter what it is. So that's where the protein thing is. Because when you look at the back of a food label, right, you see proteins, carbs, and fats. Then you see fat broken down further into polyunsaturated fat, monounsaturated fat, and saturated fat, right? And you also see the carbohydrates broken down into fiber and net carbs, which is essentially carbohydrates minus fiber, because fiber is an indigestible form of carbohydrates. But when you look at protein, you don't see anything, which is a problem because just because you're getting protein doesn't mean you're getting the right amino acids. Because when you look at plant foods, it's very uncommon for you to find a complete protein, which is having all 9 essential amino acids within that food. So if you're only eating plants, you're going to have to be a lot more creative because you have to know the right foods to get all the amino acids, because you kind of have to have a combination. Because again, with meat, it's all right there. You have to be a lot more creative. It can be done if you are only eating plants. It's just a lot more difficult. So keep that in mind. So how much protein do you actually need? I recommend 0.5 to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. Now it really depends on you within that. It's also a good idea to split it up throughout the day because eating too much at once may not have the benefits that you're looking for. So customize that based off your activity level as well. So if you're utilizing protein supplements, you want to look for one with all 9 essential amino acids. So that's, of course, your whey, but if you want to use a plant-based, you can want to combine like different formulas within that. So different plant-based proteins if you can. Also, you want to look for the amount of leucine in there as well, because that's the number 1 amino acid for muscle protein synthesis. So keep in mind that 99% of the studies are really done in whey protein. All right, so this doesn't mean other ones aren't effective. That's where the majority of the research actually is. And now, if we look at the different types of whey protein, we have the concentrate, we have the isolate, we have the hydroslate. The concentrate is 80% protein, and it still leaves a lot of the milk solids within there. The isolate is about 90% protein, and it leaves a lot of the allergic factors that may be contained in the concentrate. So it also has the immune factors in there as well. So it's a good amount of protein. It also has the immune factors in there. So when we get to the hydroslate, this is basically 99% protein. And the thing about this, though, it is not left with any of the beneficial immune factors in there. And also, it does not taste very good at all. So, the isolate is probably going to be your best option when it comes to whey protein. And sourcing really matters. You want to get grass-fed whey protein. This also has a big impact on the environment as well. Like many whey protein blends are found to have things like heavy metals and many other environmental toxins in there. So you're getting it from cows with like farms with pesticides and antibiotics and all that. That's going to be somewhat in that protein. The same thing goes for plant-based proteins. So big focus on quality. And to wrap up with a few points, you want to make sure that you're getting the proper amount of essential amino acids. Again, that's going to be mainly found in animal foods. A major focus on the quality that you're getting, and also understand protein is a very important macronutrient for building our body.